Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism. No contribution with this video. So, today is a very important day in channel history. Today is July the 10th, 2022. 7:10. Today is the 4-year anniversary of my mother, Drunky the Fuck Clown's death. And I know I've done this several times before, and this might be more for my benefit than for yours, but you know, there's always new people who don't know or who haven't found it. We are going back to the old classic, the one that started it all. Phone call with narcissistic mother. You know, as I came to the end of child support and was emancipated with Erin, you know, you still, and I've been saying this the entire time, this is why it's important to record. You know, all this regret, 11 years of not seeing Erin, barely talking to her, and, you know, you feel like you could have done things differently. You feel like, oh, maybe if this, or maybe if that, maybe if I stayed, maybe. And every time, okay, you know, Charlene tells me, go listen to the phone call. Go listen to the phone call. And then it was, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't me. You had no choice. Because understand something about this phone call. This is not an anomaly. This is how my mother was at all times. Regardless of her being drunk off her ass. I mean, she was always drunk. Even when she was sober, the alcohol didn't... Listen, the alcohol was a non-factor. She was like this always. Always at this level, always ready to pop off, always screaming, always intense, always in your face. Always. From the time she woke up till when she went to sleep, you could wake her up at a dead sleep, and this is what you're going to get. Always. There was no fucking off switch. And just another reminder to set the stage where this was. This was after one of Erin's softball games where my mother tried to confront me at a 6-year-old softball game. Okay, Charlene told her to just go sit down. Please go sit down. And she called her a fucking whore. And then the rest of the night was phone call after phone call after phone call. On the recording, I said she called 15 times. She probably called close to 30. And in one of the prior messages, she had threatened, I'm showing up at your apartment. And that's what she would always do. When it all came out, because she didn't give a fuck about embarrassing herself. She will embarrass the fuck out of you and cause a scene. She don't give a fuck. She didn't give a fuck. So now on the 4-year anniversary, and we're going to do this, probably going to do this every 7:10. Every goddamn 7:10. We're going to go back to my validation. So I can remember, oh yeah, this is why I had to go. This is why it had to happen. That's why I tell you, record. Because you cannot fucking gaslight a recording. You know, you could try, but it ain't going anywhere. This recording is what drove my family insane. More than any other of the over probably 3,000, because I had to delete so many videos I've produced on this channel. This one. Why? Because it's a recording. It's her own words. You can't lie about it. You can't lie about it. Even with your flying monkeys, you can't lie about it. Because your flying monkeys are seeing the same behavior. Anybody who had ever encountered my mother hears that and be like, yup. Don't surprise them. And for most of them, it's nothing they never heard her say to me before anyway, or about me anyway. Going no contact sucks because it is that, no contact with any of them. And then they could go and set whatever narrative they want about you back where you left. You can't worry about that. They're going to do that anyway. But when you have the recording, when you have the receipts, they can only take it so far. I mean, yeah, they trashed my relationship with my kid. That's without question. They'd have done that anyway. 100%. That was going to happen regardless. And my goal remains the same. Having a stable place for if God willing, and hopefully or when Erin sees through it or comes to her senses, okay, and wants to understand, she has some place to go, to understand. So I take you back to Hackensack, New Jersey. I think this is April 2009 or 2010. And because understand something, I had this recording for close to 2 years before I posted it on the internet, before I posted it on YouTube. 2 years I had this before I did anything with it.
Hello. Yeah.
I do not miss that voice. I don't miss anything about her. I mean, that's just like, I'm mad over what they did. I do not, and I've said this a million times, and I'll go to my own grave saying it. I do not miss any of them besides Erin. Any of them. I never, okay, in these 12 years, 12 or 13 years I've been away from them, have I ever once said, boy, I wish I could talk to my mother. Boy, I wish I could talk to my father right now. Boy, I wish I could talk to my brother right now. Boy, wish I could talk to one of my cousins or my aunts or my uncles or any of them, or my godmother or godfather or any of them. None. Never. I wish. It would make me feel I'm more, and that's what bothers me. It's the fact that I have no real feeling other than anger and disgust and contempt. That's it. And no, I'm not getting over my anger. The anger's mine. It's righteous. I earned it. It's mine. Nobody's taking that away from me until I decide I don't want it anymore, or till it's gone. I've told you. Saying, you're just going to make yourself forgive them. You don't. You never do. You do it for yourself, not when it's in the back of your mind of why you had to do it. And never have I talked to somebody who's forced themselves to forgive somebody where it didn't end up blowing right back up in their face. Whether it be a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years later. It rarely does it last 10 years.
Now, you threaten. 1 second. Go ahead.
Good. I've listened to this a few times through the years.
Oh? Hello? Yes. Now, you threaten my girlfriend. Oh, please, Matthew. Please. You threaten my girlfriend.
Your girl? Please, Matthew, your girlfriend? It don't even count. Don't even count. It don't even count. We're allowed to disrespect anybody in your orbit we feel. The thought that, like, I'm not allowed to insult your girlfriend and call her a whore. Huh. Huh. Oh me, oh my. How dare you? My brooch.
Oh, please, the slut, the whore. Please. Listen. Just Matthew, no, I'm not gonna. Matthew. I'm not gonna do anything. Oh, what are you gonna do to me, Matthew? What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? Threaten the whore? The whore? The whore. Do I have to say it again? She's a whore. Listen. I told you, if she fucking dares to talk to my granddaughter about me, she's dead. Did you hear me? She's dead.
Mind you, we did go to the police with the death threats. Police wouldn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Actually went to a courtroom to try to get a restraining order in Hackensack. They didn't want to touch it. They didn't want to deal with it because my mother worked for the city of Leonia. They didn't want to touch it. They don't want to deal with it. Cops are not your friends. Cops are not your friends. Understand, this is 11 minutes of her threatening my Charlene's life. Understand, even with the recording, you still might not get all the validation you wanted.
Did you hear me? She's dead. She's dead. I don't want her mentioning my name to Erin. Do you understand? She's a piece of shit whore. All right? I will go to the police department. I'll go any place you want me to go.
Because she knows she's protected. She knows she's protected. I'll go anywhere. And she's crazy, but she knows she's protected. And you know why that is? Because she is a city worker. Okay? And whether they're cops or farm, city workers don't like making each other look bad. They're all on the government dole. They're all looking out for each other. All of them.
Matthew, any place you want me to go. I just want you to stay away from me. I just want you to talk about me to my granddaughter. What did she say that wasn't true? Loves me. I don't want her talking about me to that whore. Well, it's not up to you. I mean, she can talk to her about whatever she wants. What do you have to say, Matthew? Are you going to threaten me, Matthew? I'm not going to threaten. I don't threaten. Oh, no, you don't threaten. Mine's a promise.
Mine's a promise. I don't threaten people. Like, I don't. Mine's a promise. And that was a big line. Is that a threat? That's not a threat. That's a promise. Oh. Imagine being a child raised by this. This was not an anomaly. This was not an anomaly. This was her every day. This was her all the time. Whenever she didn't get her way, she could flip out on this on anybody. On anybody at any given time. Fucking unpinned hand grenade.
I'd like her parents' phone number because I want to know how they raised a whore like she is. She wants your parents' phone number because they want to know how they raised a whore. Hey, where is the whore?
exactly what she did to me.
You know,
What did she can't ever name what she actually did. And again, the great offense, because my mother would shit talk Charlene up and down and up and down. My father too to Erin, and then Erin when she would come over for visitation. Okay, she was like, well, Nana settled like it was about, and all Charlene said. All Charlene said is, your mother, your grandmother was not very nice to your father. That was it. That was the only thing Charlene ever said to Erin. That's it. That's it.
Matthew, I came up to you at that baseball game because I really wanted to know how you were doing. Mm-hmm. But the whore! Get my dress, Matthew? I don't have anything to do with her.
And I don't have anything to do with her. Erin said those words repeated, verbatim, same cadence. She said the same thing to me about years later. And that's when I really knew, like, God, they got her. They got her.
She is nobody. And, you know, I was good to her. I let her in my house. I was nice to her. I never was fresh with her.
Never fresh with her. What a high bar. What a high bar for a human being. Like, what a high. You're really hitting the high jump there, huh?
You love her. Good for you. Uh-huh. But don't you dare talk about me to my granddaughter. Uh-huh. Because I'll knock her fucking block off. And you want to challenge me on that? I'll die, go to jail, do anything. She'll be fucking...
And here's the thing about that. If my mother ever actually did try to go at Charlene would have decimated her. Would, as strong and as a bull as my mother is, you don't want to mess with Charlene. You don't.
Dead. Said it like 4 times. So what did you want to say? I was going to say to you, even though you threatened her before, I thought you had some sense and knew that you went too far. I was going to tell you. I went too far? I think she went too far.
I can't even explain to them. You know, there's some comments that like, oh, we don't know. It's easy to stay calm when you're the one recording. Yeah, because you're able to stay calm because you know you're getting all this now. Okay? They're not lying in front of someone, in front of someone else about something that you got to... No. This is just you and them. They don't know. And they'll let themselves be who they are. Okay. I'm sure if it wasn't been recorded, there'd have been a lot more yelling on my end. A lot of having to fucking debate these topics. But no, you don't have to debate these topics. Just let it go. Let it go. And ask them questions. What did she say? Can't answer it. Why are you calling? I've been trying to answer it for 3.5 minutes.
When I was at the baseball game, I wanted to know how my son was doing. Yeah. There was no ulterior motive. I swear that I dropped dead or Erin died at the same time. Sure. Nice. All right? Please don't use my daughter. How you were doing. Please don't.
Swears on my daughter's life. Why swear I died or Erin died? Like, gee, thanks. Good. You're swearing on your granddaughter's life. That's wonderful.
I know at the time everything that was involved. But you know what? You couldn't speak for yourself. You let her speak. I didn't let anybody speak. I don't want to speak to you. Why did you even show up at the...
See, that shut her up. Like, I don't, like, you think I needed her to talk? Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you near me. Oh, you must be under control. You must be. You must be control. What? Who would want to talk to this? Who would want you around?
Game.
We go to Erin's game, Klein.
You haven't been to one.
I've been to 3 of them.
Well, you've been to 3 games.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you haven't been to everyone.
Because nobody tells me, but that's neither here nor there.
Schedule.
Yeah.
You know,
just
man.
neither.
And what that's about is I went to all Aaron's games, but that year was extremely rainy, okay, and they were constantly getting rescheduled. Okay, so whenever they had a rain out, they wouldn't tell me when the rescheduled game was. They wouldn't tell me. That's what my mother was talking about.
Here nor
Let me
there.
tell you something. I only say wonderful things about you.
I don't care, Ma. Listen.
Oh, you don't care?
I don't care.
No, you only care about things.
I don't
that
care to
your
listen
daughter.
to you because you're terrible. You're a terrible person.
Oh, I'm a terrible person. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
a terrible
I just
person.
want you out of my life.
I am out of your life, Matthew.
No, because you called me 15 times tonight.
And if you're out of my life, why are you coming up to me at a goddamn softball game? If you're out of my life.
I called you 15 times because that whore that you're with spoke to my granddaughter.
Because your granddaughter said you said terrible came here saying all the stuff
No,
you
no,
said
my
about her.
granddaughter. My
She
granddaughter.
repeats everything.
You know what, Matthew? Don't
Don't
drag
you.
her into your fucking life.
Don't drag her. All she's been doing is talking about Aaron. Well, that's it. But I'm dragging her in. I'm dragging her in. Don't talk to her. Don't talk to Aaron about her then. Ugh.
I don't drag her.
Shit that you are.
I don't drag her.
Leave
All that
my
kid's
Nonna
been
alone.
has been
My
manipulated.
granddaughter told you to leave my Nonna alone. That's what my granddaughter said.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Lord, you
You know,
people.
Matthew, I will be dead soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yay! Yay!
My granddaughter said,
Oh, Lord, you
you know,
people.
Matthew, I will be dead soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, you piece of shit.
It's still one of my greatest moments. Still one of my greatest moments.
You and that
Scum
scum-sucking
sucking
piece of shit that you're with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So why did you call me back?
Why did you call me
I
back?
was going to call you to
Five
let
and a
you
half
know,
minutes.
even though you threatened her. Just leave me alone, and I'm not going to do anything about
Oh,
it.
you're not? You think I'm afraid of you? You think I'm fucking afraid of you? You actually think I'm afraid of you?
What
Do you? Do you?
What is it
Do
you
you?
want?
You want to answer my question? Do you actually think I'm afraid of you?
You're crazy.
You know what,
I
Matthew?
don't. What
I've
is
been
it
afraid
you
that you don't
want?
love me, but you don't love me anyway. So what do I have to be afraid of anymore?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. Because I was
Was
a
a
no
no
good
good piece of shit
mother.
mother.
And you keep on telling every woman you're involved with that that's what I was.
Every woman it was my ex-wife, and then it was Charlene. That's every woman. That's every woman, I guess. You know, because that's what I always was. I was just a giant womanizer my whole life.
That's what I was.
Everybody who needs you can see it for
Oh,
themselves.
everybody. Matthew, who do you have now? No, but who do you have?
Who do I
You don't
have?
even have a fucking job, you loser.
Mind you, this is when I got bought out by Macy's. Okay, like I was changing. I was making life changes. Again, who do you have? You're alone. Divide and conquer. It's every tactic. You're just throwing it out there.
You don't even have a job. What do you have? What do you have at this point in your life?
Happiness.
37 years old. Oh, you're back with Tommy, the drug addict. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
God. What do you have?
I have my brother.
And this is when my brother was still playing fucking Flying Monkey. Okay, playing both sides. The little shitbag. Okay? That's when this was.
You know what? Your brother loves me too.
Don't I?
What?
Don't I?
Yes, you have your brother. Nobody says you don't have your brother. You run to him first.
You run to him. It's like now she's all freaked.
What is this? Fight over your brother? Is that what
You're the one bringing up I have nobody. You asked me who I had. I answered the question. Don't ask me a question if you don't want an answer.
And the who you have, it's like they're just tipping the hand. It's teams. Who do you have on your side? Who do you have on my side? The only way you win is not to play the fucking game. Because it's a game to them. We're choosing up sides. You're choosing up sides. What do you think you're going to get through to somebody like this? What do you think you're going to accomplish? How do you think the next 13 years was going to play out?
I'm very glad to have you, brother.
No,
Good.
no, you weren't.
Good.
And I didn't. One person.
One person.
What is it you want? Like, what is it you want?
I don't
What
want
do you
anything
want?
from you. I don't
Bullshit.
want you
To influence your
My
daughter.
child.
I don't want, she knew it. She knew she couldn't go that far. I don't want you to influence your own daughter. Oh, sorry. I'm her father. Not you. Me.
Not yours. Not yours.
I
Mine.
know she went back. I know she's your child. And I only say one thing.
Only wonderful
Believe
things.
me now.
Only wonderful things. She only says wonderful things. That's it. That's it. Like, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with somebody who in under 8 minutes can go from out of control to sweet voice to I was calling me a fucking piece of shit, scum-sucking piece of shit over and over. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, is a whore. And in under eight minutes, you get to I've never said anything. I only say wonderful things. Wonderful things.
I want her to love you, man.
Yes, she does.
She does love me, and she did fucking love me. She did. She did.
And she does. And I know you're a good father. I would never.
So why did you do this? If you knew I was a good father, why? Why? It was more important. It was more important to ruin my life. To see me unhappy.
ever do anything to ruin that relationship. I want you to have a good relationship with her. But when your girlfriend
stay out of it.
says things about me to her, it doesn't work. That's all I'm saying, Matthew. Never mind the name calling or anything else. It doesn't work.
Never
I
mind.
know that.
Never mind the name calling. Never mind the scum-sucking piece of shit. You fuck for every fucking name she ever called. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Michael, I tell Erin, what a good baby, what a wonderful person. I'm your mommy, and he's your daddy, and he's a wonderful person.
That line freaks everybody out. Freaks everybody out. I'm your mommy, he's your daddy. Like, what? What? Her mother was still alive. And even though she said it, it doesn't make sense. Like, I thought maybe she was drunk and made say grandmother, he's your father. But it doesn't even, it's so fucked up.
That's what I tell him. And you listen to everything your daddy tells you. He loves you very much. That's what I say. Matthew, why would I say?
Why would you?
What are you supposed to do with that? I mean, thank God Charlene's sitting next to me, so I had the extra person to laugh at her with, and she can't handle that. Normally, the narcissist has their flying monkeys there around for that effect. I had Charlene there, okay? And she couldn't handle me just like, why would she say anything different? What? She only says wonderful things. Gee, I guess I'm an asshole.
She say anything different?
Matthew.
All she says is wonderful things to Aaron about me. Why would she say anything different?
Matthew! Everybody doesn't have an ulterior motive like you do.
I don't have an ulterior motive. I just want my life.
Your life.
I just want to move on with...
Matthew, you got no life.
I have no life. You're right.
You have no life. You know what, Matthew?
Yeah.
You say to me, oh, you got your brother, you hated him.
Now the divide and conquer again.
Now you got your...
Now the divide. Hey, she's back on my brother. They want you alone. They want you alone and miserable and isolated. And even the thought of one person that they think should be on their side is talking to you. It's not good. It's oof. No.
Brother. Oh, stop talking to that fucking whore. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I'm talking, Mother.
Talk to me.
I'm talking, Mother.
I would never say anything to Erin about you. Because you are my son, and I still love you no matter what. I'm never going to stop loving you. You might disown me. You might want to have nothing to do with me. But you'll always be my son. I will always love you.
She knew. She knew what she had coming. She knew how bad. I mean, she knew for a long time how bad I wanted to get away from all of them. She knew it. She knew it. And she died knowing it. She knew it.
And your father will always love you.
Fuck him.
Your father made that one.
Fuck him.
Good.
He don't love anything but himself. That's it. That piece of shit, he don't love anybody but himself. Everybody is his pawn, and the world is his chessboard. Everybody, including Aaron.
You know, he doesn't because he's not the sap that tells me I am. All right?
Yes, tragic.
All right?
Tragic.
I'm glad.
This is a sap. This is a sap. If that's a sap, I don't know what would register as somebody who's aggressive. Like, this is a sap. Okay. This is her definition of being a sap.
You're not pressing charges against me because, you know, Matthew, you sit home in that little apartment of yours all day, and that's all you can think about is things you can do against.
And that's, again, classic projection. They always put on you what's going on in their head. They assign their motives and what they would do to you because that's what they would do in the same situation because they know that's what they deserve. All I was plotting was ways to keep away from them. That's it. And after this phone call, it became abundantly clear this is going down. This is only going to get worse. It's only getting worse. And I'm going to end up in the back of a police car one way or another. Because when you bring this recording to the police and to a judge and they don't even want to acknowledge it or hear it, what options do you have? What options do you have at that point? Wait for her to physically attack and hope the cops take your side? No. That's crazy. That's how you end up with a criminal record in the back of a police car or friggin' in a nut hut. They would have loved to have me committed. My father would have loved to have me arrested for something. Would love it. He's probably sitting there in his banana hammock right now, fucking rubbing his nuts. Creep. Fucking creep. You fucking creep. Oh, what a chump. What a chump. I mean, he's just such a fucking bitch-made chump. In all aspects. All he was good on is picking on, like, people weaker than him. That was it. That was it. Who can I dominate? Why? Because he was in some kind of weird fucking competition with his sister Adrienne, okay, who I didn't realize until years later was a fucking just a carbon copy of my mother. My mother was just a better looking version of Adrienne. That's it. They were the exact same woman. So identical. Adrienne was 2 years younger than my mother, but so identical. Each one, I think my mother died 10 days past or 12 days past her, or I'm sorry, 20 days past her 71st birthday, and Adrienne lived 21 days past her 71st birthday. So Adrienne was still better than her even by a day. That's how fucking identical my mother and my father's sister Adrienne are. Adrienne wouldn't scream and yell and carry on like this. She'd do it in a reserved tone. But she'd do the same shit. She didn't care where you were. If she wanted her will, she would fucking badger you and badger you and badger you. Relentlessly. And she treated Aaron like shit. She favored Kristen, my cousin Kristen's daughter Maddie, who was like 10 months older than Aaron, over Aaron. And by favorite, I mean she'd give Maddie gifts in front of Aaron and then push Aaron away. I caught that. She almost didn't make it. She almost didn't make it that day. And that was my mother's main competition within my father's side was Adrienne, fat Adrienne this, fat Adrienne that. How does her fucking stomach stick out further than her tits do? Back and forth. And she hated my mother just the same as my mother hated her. And what I didn't realize at the time, that my father would, like, all this pressure he would put on me and my brother to be around their family and at these gatherings, and we had to show up to everything, even though we were treated like fucking dog shit, okay? I didn't realize we were just being pawns used against Adrienne. That's it. And I said before, a battle he had lost 60 years earlier. What a chump.
Is that
I
it?
actually have a job, that I actually have things that I have to do all day and I'm busy.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
Nobody else there works, right?
I didn't say that, Matthew.
You said it a million
I didn't say
times.
that.
She said it a million times. Dude, that's all. She's the only one who works. She's the only one who does anything. Everybody's lazy. Jamil this. That fucking boss that. That's what she did. That's why she got fired from every other private sector job she had. Every other private sector job she had, she got fired from. After like 2 years. 2 years, she was out the fucking door. Oh, they're just cutting this. They're just cutting. No, it's you. Nobody wants to put up with this. Nobody wants to listen to this. Let's finish this up.
Matthew, don't be twisted.
Don't be twisted.
And as I said, Matthew, your wish will come true. I'm not going to be around. So your wish will come true. All right? So, is there anything else you have to say to me?
Just leave me alone.
Nobody's bothering you. Just tell the whore not to talk to my granddaughter around. That's all I'm
Oh,
asking.
then don't talk to your granddaughter about her.
You know what? You know what, Matt?
Oh, there it comes. You don't want Charlene talking to Aaron about you, then don't talk to Aaron about her. So here it is. Here's a response.
She's a whore.
She's a
She's a whore. Whore. And if you don't get my understanding, if you don't understand, she's a whore. Goodbye.
Bye. Well, wasn't that enjoyable? I need these. I need it just to be reminded of why I left, why I had to go. I didn't have any other goddamn choice. Go ahead, tell me what you would have done. Tell me what choice I had with that and their money supporting it. None. So it's been 4 years. 4 years since she's gone. Thank you. Don't miss her. Don't wish I could talk to her. Don't have anything to say to her other than, listen, my last words to her were in a text message. I wish cancer on her. I told her she'd be dead in 2 years, and then told her, fuck off, cunt. Those are the last words I said because they were making comments and there was... That's it. Do I regret those words? No. Would I have changed it? No. Would I have changed anything? Could I have changed anything? I don't know how. I do know I have to carry on the channel. This is why the channel has to carry on. I have too much experience and too much knowledge on this stuff, and still a lot to offer other people getting through this. This recording gives so many people validation, whether you've heard it before or this is the first time you've heard it, whether it's the 10th time you heard it or the first time you heard it. People go back and listen to it and they're like, oh wow, I forgot. Oh wow, I forgot. Because when you do almost 3,000 videos and then some of it gets lost, you forget where I started from, how this all came, and who did this to me. Luckily, I have a couple recordings of who did this to me. So I guess I'm lucky on that. So I'm going to leave it there. Please, please, please support the channel if you can. Believe me, I get it. The world is falling apart. The country's falling apart. The economy's falling apart. Okay? But if you can and you're willing, please do. The channel needs it. This needs to carry on. Eventually, listen, I'll get the big axe. I'm going to have to move to another platform. But until that time, let's keep this going. So, let me know what you think in the comments section below. And if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, you know what to do, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal, Zelle, and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everybody. Fuck off, drunkie. You two meet. Peace.